Victory is in the payday, not our payback. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. My name is Chris Bailey. This is part 4 of our 5-part series. More laws, going into some of the principles of these ordinances and laws that God puts in place that are outside of the 10 Commandments, but they're all leading to a life of living in alignment with Him. That's why the principles are still worth looking at. Payday. Yes, there is a payday for being faithful to God. And I know we don't serve God because of what He gives. We serve Him because of who He is. And we need to know that who He is, He's faithful. He's a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. But before we look at the opportunity to choose rewards over our wrath, I want to thank you for watching. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, stay in touch with us so that we can stay connected to you. You know what's coming out of Change Ministry. And also, we'd love to come to your church or school. And if you want to get that process started, start by sending us an email. And our email address is contact@changeministry.org. Victory in the payday. Well, what are we talking about when we say the payday? Well, Jesus said here in Matthew chapter 6, He says in verse 4 that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to be standing in the synagogues and the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, listen, they have their reward. But Jesus says, you, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret. And by the way, thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Open reward for a private faithfulness or behind the scenes that nobody sees. That kind of faithfulness, God's going to reward it openly. That's the beauty of character, right? We're talking about the law as character. Our personality is what people see, but our character is who God sees. And oftentimes that character is really only seen, and that's who we are when nobody is around. Jesus says that person, if that man, if that woman's faithful, God's going to reward them. He's going to expose their goodness and reward them accordingly. That's the promise. Now, if you read in Matthew 16, the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels. Jesus is coming back, and when he does, then he shall reward every man according to his works. This is getting back to that eye for an eye, wound for wound, burning for burning principle. Reaping what we have sown. When we make the decision to be faithful to God, we will be rewarded with the Son of Man. When we make the decision to be faithful to God, Jesus says, when I come back, I'm going to reward you for that decision. And this is why, when our faith is tested, when our character is tried, please lean into the payday, not the payback. The flesh is going to want to strike back. The flesh is going to want to give people a piece of your mind. But if you make that your focus, and if that becomes your goal, don't be surprised when you walk around half-headed. Instead, let's give them a piece of our heart. Let's give them a piece of our faith. Let's give them a piece of the witness of God in our hearts by saying, Lord, I'm going to love and not lash out. One of the promises you can lean on when you make that choice, 2 Timothy 4 says, henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, He's the righteous judge, He will give me at that day. At that day, I will reward you according to what you've done, not to me only, but unto all them also that love His appearing. If you want to love the appearing of Christ, then accept the character of Christ. Let Him love in you. I know we can't do it on our own. We can only try but fail. But when we make the decision to trust and obey, He's promised that if we constantly make that decision to lean into the power of God, to ask for His Spirit to work in us, rather than the flesh to dominate us, He says, I got a crown for you. So brothers and sisters, let's make that decision. Instead of giving people pieces of our mind, let's give them pieces of our heart so that that crown will fit just right on a mind that's committed to following God.